Okay, this is going to be the part 2 because I don't know why it stopped me from recording. But remember, we do 15-minute segments, so I'm just going to do another 8 minutes. So we could add up to 15 minutes, okay, for today's segment. But, so yeah, we have this connection with people, and it depends on obviously your birth chart, right? The time you were born, the year you were born, whatever is required for you to succeed, okay? You're going to be finding in other people, and a lot of this success is attributed to cycles, okay? These cycles are time. It's time frame. It's years. It's weeks. It's days. It's months. It's hours. Whatever. We know that time is infinite in space and in the ethers. It's not like the same time that we have here. The Creator showed me a few things in spirit, and I was able to conclude that a lot of our cycles have started before we were born, whether it's connected to our ancestors, and we have to simply just latch on to them in spirit, or take whatever it is that they put down. We have to pick up whatever they put down at a certain time, or we just simply we're coming at the end or in the middle of certain cycles, okay? So this is where the disconnect is. So when you hear and see people those young folks don't know anything, this is basically coming from the information that is attached, the frequency that is attached to a particular cycle, okay? And a lot of times they don't really fully understand what is ahead, right? And the more we move through these cycles, the more enlightened we become about what we're going into, because we're physically becoming closer, and we are spiritually becoming closer. So not only are our worlds colliding with different dimensions, our insight, our spiritual insight, understanding, and ability to master that information, we are spiritually ascending, okay? So we are coming closer physically and spiritually to what we need to be aware of, okay? And I don't know what year Earth is gonna crash into the seventh heaven. I don't know. I just know that God is leading us to a pivot, okay? We are coming to a pivot in space and time where we're going to be rocking a different direction. So we may think we're going to go left, and we may be going down. And however, right, I'm not giving you actual coordinates of the freaking, Ceres star or anything like that, or the freaking Milky Way belt, but what I am, or Orion's belt rather, but what I am saying is that we have this discord because there are closed cycles. So it would behoove you to look at your birth chart and find out what other things are connected to the year that you were born. What cycle are you in when you came into this dimension? And even if you're in the middle, that's cool. You're the bridge, right? So if you were born, okay, that's what 80 is. 80 is the beginning of the bridge to 90, 2000. Okay, and before 2010. 2010 is wrapping it up. So from 10 into 20, that's the last little portion of whatever was to come out of that 1900 to 1980 80-year cycle. Okay, 2000 to 20 was kind of the end of the 1900 and the beginning of the 2020 cycle. So a lot of us that were born in between all of that, we are the bridge. So it makes sense for people who are born in 80, 90, 2000 to be highly enlightened. And it makes even more sense for people born in 2010 into 20 to have an even higher level of enlightenment, because they were born at the precipice of a new cycle. I hope I'm not losing anyone. If I'm losing you, this segment may not be for you. Okay? If you're not following me, if I sound like I'm just going over a bunch of jibber jabber, this cycle isn't for you. Okay? And that's fine. It may be for your children or for your older parents, your older siblings, or older aunts and uncles and things like that. Okay? The gist of this conversation is to be fully aware of the cycles that you're currently in. So remember, we talked about those 33-year cycles. We talked about, how these cycles will help us. So that 1980 to 2020 cycle, okay? That is a capture of 33 years. So the latter part, those 7 years, okay, is the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, so there's like a lapse, like a time lapse in between these cycles, and that lapse is where people who are over 100 years would be able to like creep in. People who are under 10 years will be able to creep in, meaning they're still alive and their energy and their knowledge is going to be useful or acting as a bridge, if you will, for the people that are just here waiting to grow and develop and build these different relationships with the creator, with the ethers, with their angels, with other people. And I would like to make sure that we have this understanding that not every person is a human being. Some people are angels, right? So you have to be aware of how you even convey the knowledge or take the knowledge, because some of the knowledge that you received is from an angel and you don't want to mistreat it, misconstrue it, or abuse it. You want to be able to make sure that you are using said knowledge correctly, okay? Because this is just one of those things where you want to be safe, okay? And the best way to be safe is to be obedient to the creator, to understand what the creator is doing in your life, and to understand how it's going to usher you in and out of cycles. These cycles are portals, okay? And it's connected to energy and events. And that's a whole different topic, but you guys get the gist if you get it, all right? But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all are enjoying your weekend. I hope y'all are eating your fruit and vegetables and drinking your water, okay? And sipping on your own tea because it's free. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. Peace.